All right, so the last section for this chapter is we're going to talk about comparing linear and quadratic equations using tables and graphs. Okay, so here's how you're going to look at a table. Okay, so we're going to look for different patterns. So if we're talking a linear table, okay, that means you either add or subtract the same number each time. Okay, so I either add 3 each time. Looking at the y values, how do they change? Quadratic, you're looking for repeated values. Okay, because if you remember at the beginning of this chapter, when our vertex was in the middle, these y values here would repeat. Okay, so you're looking for repeated values. Okay, then a graph. Okay, we have actually graphed linear functions. We did that last semester, and we graphed quadratics earlier this chapter. So for linear, you're literally looking for a line. It's called linear for a reason. And then quadratics, remember, are a parabola, so a U-shaped graph either opening up or opening down. Okay. So if we go to the first set of examples, we're trying to figure out if the following are linear, quadratic, or neither. Okay, so if I start here, so to go from -10 to -8, I add 2. From -8 to -6, I add 2. And that pattern keeps repeating. Okay, so this is a linear function because I add 2 each time with my y values or my f of x values. Next one, okay, I go 2 to 0 is minusing 2. Okay, but 0 to 0, that doesn't subtract 2, so we know it's not linear. So I go 2 to 0 to 0 to 2 to 6 to 12 to 20. Guys, you see these repeated values. Okay, this is quadratic because you've got those repeated values. Okay. The next one, to go from 1.7 to 3.4, I add 1.7. To go from 3.4 to 6.8, I add 3.4. Okay, so I'm not adding the same thing each time, nor is there a repeated value. So this is one of your neither answers. Okay, bottom left here, so 25 to 16 is subtracting 9. 16 to 9 is subtracting 7. 9 to 4 is subtracting 5. Okay, so we're not adding or subtracting the same thing, but do you see a repeated value? Well, I go 25, 16, 9, 4, 1, 0, 1, 4. You got these repeats. So that's going to be a quadratic function. Okay. Then the last one, go from -8 to -4. We add 4. To go from -4 to 0, we add 4. And look, we add 4 each time. So that one is going to be linear. Okay. Now we're going to look at graphs. Okay, so basically what you're looking for is it a line or is it a parabola? Those are the two pictures that you are looking for. Okay, so this first one, it's not a straight line, not a parabola. That's a neither. Second one here, so the top right one, is a line, so that's linear. Third one, we've got this U-shaped graph, which remember is a parabola, so that's a quadratic function. Last one, not a straight line, not a U-shaped graph, that is a neither graph. Okay, so those are the two things that you're going to have to be able to do, is identifying from a graph or a table if something is linear, quadratic, or neither.